Hey, my name is Mandy Patterson, owner of Mandy Patterson Coaching. Today, I want to talk to those cheerleaders and gymnasts out there who are feeling the pressure from tryouts being just right around the corner. So maybe your tryouts aren't right around the corner. Maybe they're still a few months out, but you are feeling the pressure. That anxiety is starting to kick in. I only have 3 months left to get my skills. I've had a mental block and I've been working, but all of a sudden I have to get it now, right? That pressure really is on. I don't have, 6 months to work on it anymore. I have to get it in 2 months. That pressure is real. And I know what you're talking about and I know what you're feeling because I've been there as an athlete. I've been there as a coach. And as a mental coach, I have heard so much recently from my athletes, from the parents that I support in my private coaching programs, and from the community that this is something that is on your mind and this is something that you want support with. And that's what I'm here to do today. For today and for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to talk to you about some thinking errors that occur when it comes to tryouts. So some things that happen, some things that go through your mind pretty consistently that don't really help you. What they do is these thinking errors, they fuel your fears. They encourage self-doubt. They steal your confidence. They're not helpful, but they feel so true. It is so strong of a feeling that you might even think, maybe it's not worth me trying out. It's just too much pressure. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I am up for the challenge. It's too much. I'm not good enough. Whatever that thought is, these thinking errors are what are fueling those. And so I want to talk about those today so that you can let go of the pressure and just focus on what you need to focus on to step into tryouts with your head held high, feeling so good and so ready to show off all of the amazing things that you are, that you have, and that you've been working on. That's what I want for you. So one of the most common thinking errors that happens is when you think, I have to have my whatever skill it is, right? I have to have my back handspring by tryouts or I'm not going to make it. I have to have my tuck by tryouts or I'm not going to make it. I have to improve my jumps by tryouts. They have to be parallel to the floor or higher or I'm not going to make it. That thinking is detrimental, especially if you have a mental block, because what happens is you're giving yourself a deadline. You're giving yourself a date when you have to. One of the things that actually fuels mental blocks that's not necessarily related to tryouts is that expectation, that pressure you put on yourself to, I have to do it. I should have it, right? I should be further along than I am now, and I'm not, and something's wrong. That's a fuel for mental blocks anyways. Now you're adding on top of that the pressure of not only do I have to have it and I should have it, but if I don't have it by this date, something really, really bad is going to happen. I'm not going to make it and I'm not going to be a cheerleader anymore, and then I won't know what to do. I won't know who I am, right? Or I won't be a gymnast anymore. So it is not helpful to you. What that also does is it takes away your ability to see progress. All you know is every single day you go into the gym, you feel more anxious, you feel more tense, and you put a checkbox of, did I do my skill today, yes or no? And it's a pass or fail. It's a horrible day or it's a good day because you did it, right? And when you do it, it's not even that exciting because you should be doing it, right? Oh, finally. Instead of, yes, I've been working hard and I deserve to get it, and I'm so excited about it, okay? So let's talk about what do you want to do, okay? Because that's not actually true. The first thing that I want you to do is I want you to question that thought when it comes up. Is that actually true? When you have a mental block or when you're struggling in an area of your sport, so as a gymnast or a cheerleader, if you're struggling with tumbling, sometimes that feels like the end. If I'm not a good tumbler, I can't be a good cheerleader, right? That is not true. Think about all the different skills that make up the sport. Okay? If you're a cheerleader, you've got stunting, you've got chants, you've got jumps, you've got pyramids, you've got all these different things that make up the sport. And you can be an amazing cheerleader, even if you're not tumbling. Even if you're not doing your back handspring yet, you can still be amazing. Same thing as for a gymnast. If you're struggling on floor, you can still do an amazing job on vault and beam and bars. And that matters. That's important. So I want you to challenge that thought when it comes up for you. It's not actually true. I don't have to have it by that date. So what I want you to do next is I want you to use that date and I want you to make a plan. Okay, I've got 3 months. I still have 3 months to work on my skill. I still have 2 months, whatever that is. I still have 1 month instead of I only have 1 month. Oh my gosh, it's only 1 month left. No, we're not thinking that. That's not helpful. I still have 1 month to work on my skill. What can I think about and what can I do in the next month to really make some serious progress? Okay, so what you're doing is you're using that date to create a plan. Okay, I have 3 months, so this is what my action plan is. I'm going to go into the gym. I'm going to do 2 private lessons a week, and in those private lessons, I'm going to have 10 attempts, and I'm going to encourage myself. I'm going to pay attention to what is working. I'm going to focus on building myself up. I'm going to notice the good things that are happening, even if I don't do my skill that day. I'm going to focus on the fact that I jumped hard, that I ran fast, that I felt powerful. And I'm going to use that to fuel me every single day. Okay? So instead of focusing on the date as this has to happen or it's going to be horrible, right? Use the date to make a plan and then forget about the date. Let your parents keep up with the date. Okay? Don't set a countdown timer or anything like that. Okay? So use the date to set a plan. Okay? Focus on progress. And challenge the fact that it's not really true, right? So you feel like it's true, but it's actually not. So think about, why is that not true? You absolutely can still make the team, even if you don't have your skills. Even if the tryout packet says you have to have the skill. Just remember that there are coaches and judges that make the decision of who makes the team or not. Okay? And it's not a pass-fail. It is not a clear cut, if I don't get to check the box, you're not in. Because they have to look at what the people who show up and what they have. And there are things that they have to consider that you don't even know about. You have zero control over the decisions that the coaches and judges make. So don't waste any energy thinking about that. Focus on what you can do. Focus on today. What can I do today to be my absolute best to get my skill? What puts me in the best position to progress and to get better at this? And then forget about it, right? The more that you do that, the more that you just let that pressure go and focus on what actually matters and what you can do today, the further you're going to get and the more confident you're going to become. And then you'll notice that you are totally filled with excitement, that you're not afraid to try out anymore, that you're excited to show off your skills that you've been working so hard for. Okay, so thinking error number 1 that I want you to challenge over the next couple of weeks and months if your tryout isn't for a few months. Okay, but challenge that idea that I have to have my skill by tryouts or I'm not going to make the team, because it's not true. And you're in control. Okay, focus on what matters. As a mental performance coach, my job is to help athletes figure out their ways of thinking that are serving them and ways of thinking that are not, that are getting in the way, that are fueling their mental blocks and fueling their anxiety and their fears. I help athletes by private coaching. So we meet weekly or every other week via Zoom, and we chat about what's going on. I also support them by giving them learning content. Every 2 weeks, they get a new topic, a new piece of content, a video that they watch, and an application worksheet that they go through to figure out what is confidence, how do you build confidence, and what do I do at practice to improve my confidence. That's the way that I support athletes with my private coaching programs. My Mind Over Mental Block private coaching program is specifically created for gymnasts and cheerleaders with mental blocks or with anxiety and fears that are holding them back in their skills. And I would love to invite you to see if that program is a good fit for you, if that describes where you're at today. I invite you to sign up for a no-cost performance check strategy session. So you can do that by going to my website or Instagram or Facebook at Mandy Patterson Coaching. You can go to mgpcoach.com/performance check session. And that is also a way that you can get signed up for that no-cost session. Or just DM us at Mandy Patterson Coaching. You're amazing. I can't wait for the opportunity to support you, and I will talk to you very soon.